Hello everyone, this is Pooka, and welcome to another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. And this time we're going to be using a Blastoise, Keldeo, Black Kyurem EX deck. Clearly one of the most popular archetypes in the game right now. And we're going up against a player named Jhaze1652. Now, of course, the downside to this Blastoise Keldeo deck is that Tropical Beach does not exist inside of the game. There's no Tropical Beach on Pokemon TCG Online, which is a real bummer. Fortunately, we are getting it soon. There was an announcement saying that Tropical Beach will be handed out to Worlds competitors, so that will be coming out in the next couple weeks. Look forward to that. I'm sure I'll be putting Tropical Beach into all sorts of decks after that begins. But for this game right now, we have Battle City to work with instead. I'm playing a Skyla here, and I'm in an awkward situation. I would like to, get a Squirtle into play. Unfortunately, it looks like Level Ball happens to be priced, so I have to grab an Ultra Ball. That is a real big bummer, because I would like to be able to Level Ball and then maybe Dowsing Machine for Level Ball, get a double Squirtle into play. But it looks like that's not going to happen, and instead we're just going to attach to Keldeo and pass. And I see my opponent has a Shaymin EX, and this is kind of scary considering my start. Shaymin is a very fragile Pokemon, but against a slow starting Blastoise Keldeo deck, it can run you over really quickly. This is probably the one matchup where Shaymin is going to be really good. And then we see the Yamask. So this is a Shaymin Cofagrigus deck. So it'll use that ability 6 feet under with Cofagrigus to force me to take a prize, and then Revenge Blast will do more damage and then knock me out since I am weak to grass, so that's going to be the big bummer in this matchup. So we see 2 Yamask down for my opponent, turn 1. We'll see if he has a supporter or anything else. He's not playing anything, so it doesn't look like it, and he's just going to use Synthesis. So now I have to decide what I want to do here. I have a couple options. I could play the Skyla and then just get Rare Candy Blastoise, make sure I get that into play. And then hopefully I'll be good from there. And that's what I decided to do. I didn't want to end my opponent, who has a 1-card hand. Usually not a good idea. So I'm just going to Skyla for the Rare Candy, get the Blastoise, and then pass. And I figure if I can just power up Keldeo or Black Kyurem EX, it's going to be pretty darn difficult for my opponent to really do anything about it. But here we see the Cofagrigus come down. And I don't know if anything else is going to be coming, but this is kind of a scary moment. A lot of things could happen here if my opponent did top deck a supporter. And then he's going to use 6 feet under, which will knock out Cofagrigus, and then he puts 30 damage somewhere on my field, and then does 120 damage to Keldeo EX. Probably not the most efficient use of that Cofagrigus, but it's okay. And now I have to decide what I want to do. I could Dowsing Machine for a Juniper, and then I could Dowsing Machine for Skyla to get Juniper, but I said, heck, let's just go for the end. If I get 2 water here, I pretty much win. But I didn't. Now we're going to be in some trouble. Now I gave my opponent a fresh hand of 6 cards. Keldeo is in a bunch of trouble. Now what can happen is my opponent can go ahead and use 6 feet under with a new Cofagrigus, knock out the active Keldeo EX, catcher my benched one, and then knock out both and take a 4-prize turn, and I'm pretty much just going to be dead from that point. Because I really don't have enough cards to respond. So we see a Team Plasma Ball for the Cofagrigus. This is a horrible position for me, and things are about to spiral out of control. If I had just drawn a second Water Energy off that end, I would have been able to Secret Sword for the knockout, and I probably just would have won the game. But I missed, and this is how hard-hitting and fragile this strange matchup really is. Shaymin EX is no joke when you're weak to grass, that is for sure. These attacks start adding up really quickly. Right now, Shaymin EX is doing, 90 damage, which means it's 180 to a Keldeo EX. Now, my opponent plays a Skyla. I am relieved to see that he didn't play a catcher. If a catcher would have come down, I think I would have just lost. Catcher out, Keldeo EX, Revenge Blast for the knockout. Oh man, I'm just dead at that point. What can I do about that? But it didn't happen. He played an Ultra Ball instead, favoring another Yamask. So we'll have to see what happens. There's a Bicycle as well. And we'll probably see Squirtle go down. There's another Bicycle. Unless he draws a catcher off this Bicycle, the Squirtle's going to go down. And yet, poor Squirtle takes a hit for 180 damage. Ouch. Alright, so here I am just going to play a level ball, get another Squirtle. I mean, why not? Pretty much anything can die to Shaymin at this point, so it doesn't matter if I have a Squirtle or a Blastoise on my bench. Both are equally likely to get knocked out. We're just going to bench him. Deluge onto the Keldeo and then N. And alright, fortunately I do get this energy, and I'll be able to Secret Sword the Shaymin EX for the knockout. This is why this deck is pretty darn fragile. I mean, it just took that, and I could have gotten the knockout. Pretty easy. So now, I mean, I think I screwed up there. I could have played the Superior Energy Retrieval and gotten 2 energy and put them onto my Blastoise in preparation for an N. But my opponent would need to have an N, and oh, okay, he does have an N. Now this gets scary. Now I'm dead. I need to top deck something here. Do I promote Blastoise or Squirtle? If I'm trying to decide, if I get a Juniper, what is better to have active? Blastoise, which I can use a Hydro Pump for 5 energy and get a knockout, or Squirtle, that's where I could retreat and then maybe power up a Black Kyurem EX. Either way, I could draw a Keldeo and 3 energy. But alright, we're going to promote Blastoise, and oh, the Juniper. Here we go. Drawing 7, and oh no, I'm 1 short. Oh, if that lightning had been a water, or if I had used the Superior Energy Retrieval last turn, I would have won. But now it looks like we are staring down the inevitable. I can Energy Retrieval, get 2 water back, and then Hydro Pump for 100 damage. 10 short of the win. What a bummer. This has been a rough game for us. This is kind of a rough matchup as well. I gotta say, if a Shaymin Cofagrigus deck is going to be good against anything, it's going to be Blastoise, where you're weak to grass. So I just decided to power it up and Hydro Pump for 100, and I will sadly be defeated here by the mighty Shaymin EX. Kind of a funny thing to see, Blastoise going down to a rogue deck. But it happens. Nothing we can do about it. And we're just a little bit short that game, and there's no margin for error against a deck like that when you're weak to it. So, hope you guys enjoyed that game. I am Pooka here from the Top Cut. I'll have some more videos for you soon, and I'll see you guys next time.